continued meeting from the March 10th meeting to order. Have our roll call.
District 1, Mr. Douglas.
Present.
District 2, Mr. Bivens.
Present.
District 3, Mr. Miller.
Present.
And District 4, Mr. Level.
Present.
Quorum is present, so we can conduct business. We have our invocation by Mr. Porter and our pledge by Mr. Miller. We have one item on the continued meeting agenda. That's the resolution regarding the use of funds for our A-Trip project. So any changes to that will proceed? Do we have a motion to approve the business agenda report as listed?
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, we have no old business, and the one item of new business is regarding the resolution for the A-Trip project. If you could, Mr. Porter, explain what this does for us?
Sure. What this does, the county on the A-Trip program, the funds that will be needed for that program for the paving, there will be some upfront funds needed. The county has some matching funds that they'll need to put with the state funds to get these projects done. There will probably be some funds out of the county pocket to start with from Fund 116 before the loans have been finalized. And all this really does is allow the county to reimburse Fund 116 for any of the upfront costs, any of the initial payments out of county funds to that program, and then so they can be repaid from the loan fund. That's really all it is. It's mostly for the IRS and for the government.
Any questions or comments on that resolution? In item 2 there, it says shall be in excess of, we need to put our loan amount on there, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was 1.5 million. Any other questions or comments? So we have that resolution presented to us. We have a motion to approve that resolution with 1.5 million in there.
Make it motion.
Motion, do we have a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, say no. That concludes the item on our business agenda for the commission meeting, so it's adjourned. Okay, so we'll entertain a motion to adjourn the commission meeting so that we can move on to the work session.
Make that motion.
Motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, say no. Okay, we are adjourned, and we will call our work session to order. We'll dispense with the formalities. Please note that a quorum is present. And move on. We have no awards or presentations, and no one has signed up to speak. Need to make a motion to approve the agenda. We have 2 items on the agenda this evening. So we have a motion, or do we have any changes before we proceed? Okay, we have a motion to approve the agenda with these 2 items. Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. So our discussion items, first off, is regarding the roll-off dumpsters. This is something that had been brought to us previously. I believe everybody has a copy in their packets. What we wanted to talk about tonight was just whether we wanted to pursue this, get the committee more involved in looking at these numbers, or if there are any questions or comments at this point. And I think, Mr. Wider, did you have some type of update on this, or was there any?
I spoke with Mr. Woods, the wood auction contract in Montgomery, this actually Friday, talked with him, and I want to do a little more checking on the truck that I'm getting the $110,000 price of the truck for the NJPA, the National Joint Purchase Alliance. I haven't done talk to those folks just yet. We'll check on some specifications on that truck has. He said normally the better trucks are normally in the neighborhood of about $140,000 to $150,000. So I want to be sure we did get something that was going to cause probably maybe a little bit specs we need to be kind of the amount of businesses that we're trying to select. So other than that, I just wanted to bring up your attention. So we're going to be looking at that. Mr. Woods did tell me that he was going to be having several trucks, this type of trucks at the auction coming up in June. However, it's not a DOT auction. I don't know exactly how we buy that. I'm going to get with Mr. Porter later on. specific somewhere we might look at.
The cost of the truck, you said, would actually be between 140 and 150.
Yeah, he expected to be in that way, to get one like we need as far as specifications. It costs more of a heavy duty truck than what maybe we looked at. As soon as I get those specs on the one that I give you all the price, I'm gonna give them to you, you can review that.
So, questions or comments?
This truck that you got spec'd is $137,000. You know, you gotta have that top up there to it. You got the Tandemax fenders, the toolbox, and the tarp, and, I mean, it's already a
I was like, there was some additions up on top.
2-year payback, what y'all getting?
well, if you rent out all 20 of these,
Yeah,
the way they've got it set, and that's $62,500 a month.
There's a lot of things too, we have to set the price on this.
That's just for 20 of them. If that's the case, take the salary off there, and then you gotta pay back within a year.
The $135,000 would be annual, that would be, if we had 100%, land off the back. That'd be,
10 of them, 300 a month, 10 of them, 32, 325.
We've got to think we can't keep 100% of them out there, we've got to
Well,
replace
you
them.
I think
Right,
that's reached
He just said he, the call for more than
but we've got to drop one off.
what I'm kind of hoping in 2 or 3 years, maybe we have got 20 or 40 out there.
if you just counted 50%,
But that's still under 100% of what we got. I hope we expand and get more than that.
50% of just these 20, it's still a short thing.
Who's on that committee, solid waste? If we could, I'd like to take, how long have we been tracking those calls for the,
On paper, just a
okay. So maybe give it another week or two, kind of see what those are. We feel like the cost for the program is, we know what it's gonna cost. Take us our 2 people plus what we've got to pay equipment director. So the other portion would be on what we expect for revenue. So could the committee get with Mr. Whiter and make sure, kind of look more detail at his revenues and make sure that's what we expect?
I think that'd be a good idea. Hopefully we can decrease that startup cost of finding these equipment. Because we're talking to Will Hobbiter with how equipment, he said normally you can find new robots real easy, but just right now it's a bad time, so he's gonna look at.
Okay. Other questions or comments? If we could get those numbers, and whenever you have, we've got a more firm amount on these numbers as far as an idea of what we would definitely want to charge, and usually, I think we may say 100%, but we may want to calculate off of 80%.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask one other question? What do we pay dump fees as far as per ton, like solid waste? $33.
That cost that we showed, we included all of it.
So $33, it's 4 ton, 20-yard dumpster. It's got $125 worth of twice, it's $250 a month. A direct cost. Just for that.
That's something else. Any other questions or comments? If we can get those numbers, and we have those, a little clearer idea of the cost,
One more question. Who's going to be responsible for items that are not dumpable? If we go pick up this roll-off, and we go out there and there's tires in the bottom of it, and, I mean, those are associated costs that we really need to consider going into this thing. How do they do that? Do they go back to that customer and charge them, or?
Tires, I really don't have an answer for. We've talked about that. There's stuff like appliances and stuff that's recyclable, that we use in the landfill. It's landfill, put them in there, recycle. It's gonna do that anyway.
I guess that'd be something in your rental agreement, would it?
Yeah, that'd be something to put in there, you know, that tires is not allowed, hazardous waste is not allowed.
Okay. Thank you.
costs are fine on there. Anything else? Questions, comments? try to hit those numbers together so we can get that back to the commission. Okay, next item, the GPS for county vehicles. This is something that's been brought up, I guess, one of the budget meetings, and idea to kind of understand our routes and maybe for planning of the future, but Mr. Vanderbilt, you want to present that?
Yeah, I have a friend that has this in his company vehicles, and he said it paid for itself in just the first few months, and being able to know, like number 12 on this list here, rapidly identify closest vehicles to emergencies, because we don't have that many emergencies, but you have a call for work to be done, or something, a pothole, you can look and see who's close and have it done, instead of having to put it on the work order to be done the next day, or whatever, catch it on the way in. I think it would be a real good tool for not only public works, but solid waste as well.
On this proposal that you have, it says it's got a flat rate per month. Does that, we can have as many units as we need?
20 or above, I think what the gentleman's on, $20 is $40 a month. And there's no contract fee, no startup costs or anything, that's just that much per vehicle. And they come do the install and everything.
Ask a question, Mr.
Yes.
Would they be monitoring that? Like, is that something we have access to?
Yeah, it's something we'd have access to. You can put anything you want to on it. It sends you a text message or an email if someone's outside of a given area, or if you have somebody breaking the speed limit. You can put several different things on there, earmarked, and it will send you a text or an email. You can put, as many people as you want to on the receiving end.
I think one big thing that this would help with is understanding kind of our routes. I know I asked a lot of times, we're in one section or one area, how we move around. This can help us track that, correct?
Oh, yeah, and it would help keep up with like the mowing and spraying. I mean, you could breadcrumb your route and see where the sprayers been.
I'm seeing tractors are being better, because they're not running all over the county, but you can put them on tractors and you can go back like 6 months.
Yeah. Or you can put it on the escort vehicle for the tractor, you can see where they've been, what they've done, make sure they're not overlapping the areas that are sprayed. It would be real useful too.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, when I was at the Keys, we had, I think, like a 46-inch TV that folks at track kept up with, it was live, because you can pull it up, it's the same system, it's always live. So just at a glance, you know where every vehicle in your fleet is. So if a call does come in, but you don't think about it, you don't call nobody, I mean, you can determine right then who's the closest to that problem. It's real good thing to have.
I see that as being the biggest thing, because sometimes we have to call 5 or 6 people, and we have to call, see, you close the flat rock, how long it drive, but, maybe find somebody who is the other one.
That's with how we work, it seems, we start in one place, but we travel quite a bit through the day, large counties, so I think this would help us. Other questions or comments? This is the only proposal you've seen so far, is that correct?
Correct.
Do we want to look at some other possibilities before we move forward with this, or?
Doesn't matter to me.
This is a $40 per vehicle, flat fee, nothing else to include, the minimum is 20.
You got such one big, but they're including all the hardware.
Yeah,
for it.
there's no other costs in the county.
Minimum 36 months,
You know, I believe,
$30,000 investment for new vehicles.
I think if the management uses this tool correctly, I think we can make that back in fuel, where we're double tracking in one part.
Questions or comments at this time?
You can do 31 vehicles, I think, rough calculations for that, that's why they can do it. Assuming that these have to be bid.
Okay. Anything else? All right. That concludes the items on our work session agenda. We're on to our reports, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Whiten?
I had emailed each of y'all, I received from ESA, a copy of the draft solid waste management plan, 10-year plan. I think I emailed out to everybody for review. Have all y'all seen that, or have I got it today? If y'all look at that, I know she wanted to report back, if you can find anything, maybe next week, let me know, so I can report back to it. If you see any changes, anything we can make, have to get everything final form, or whatever, we'll have to have a public hearing regarding that. The other thing I wanted to add, we kind of got into this last week when I looked at it. I think Commissioner Level was actually, somebody notified him, and we went and looked at it, and we agree with the residents. Mr. Miller says at the intersection of 395 and 19, there's been a couple of car accidents out over the years, and some deaths about several years ago. And a lot of near misses just real late, close by. The lady that lives there and one of the gentlemen, they asked us to look at it about the four-way stop in this area. When we went and looked at it, we've done traffic counts, and four-way stop requires similar traffic flows for both ways of traffic. This has this, and I think it's an ideal place for a four-way stop.
With that, that concludes all the items for this evening, so we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.